Hi guys, thanks so much for coming to check out this video, and what we are going to be sharing with you today is our logo updates. Now, just to give you a little backstory on what this is all about, we used a logo that I had made back in 2013, and that logo was pretty So let me quickly show you what our website logo looks like right now. Okay, so our original logo that we had put together, this was the one I made back when I was a startup. As you can see here, I focused on using a box icon in a 3D template to try and combine the concept of storing things in a safe space, where back when we first started, that was kind of the concept. We were looking to store things, physical things like Dropbox, but for physical assets like chairs and couches and beds and clothing and cookingware and stuff. And that's where we started, right? So we went from there. Now we've moved into this e-commerce space where we no longer hold household goods on a digital catalog system, but now our inventory management system with physical product. And because we've gone through this transition, we've also looked into going into SaaS as a software within our services. The logo doesn't represent the same message that we used to when we started. So that's the reason we figured it's a good transition for us, especially now that Melbourne's really close on the ticket, to transfer across from this really nice logo, which I did like for many years, but now based on the direction we're gonna go, taking away the box symbol of like what used to be like the visual outlay of the screen to something more elemental, minimal, and directional. So we decided to use a website called CrowdSpring to help with the finding out how we're going to get a good design, because frankly all of our team members here at Keyspace are super busy under the pump. So if you can see here, CrowdSpring is a US company that we used. It was able to help us get a logo. Their pricing was pretty good, the brief was pretty detailed, and through that, we were able to put something together that was pretty good. And so I won't share with you the competition that we did on here, but just to give you quick clarity, CrowdSpring was really helpful. No, we are not getting paid for promoting them. We just thought we'd share with you what we did. So we did a brief, and in that brief, we were trying to share with them how we wanted to be a place where we connect with people, with countries, and with technology together, and that through those three things, how could we then combine them in a way that connects to us as a culture and as a company. And through that, we had over 456 entries come to us, and through that, we took it down from 456 down to about 12, and from 12, we went to 6, and now 6, we're at 3. So I wanted to make this video to share with you those 3 finalists that we have, to give you guys a chance to just give your input and what you feel might be some good entries into this. Now, let me show you each one. So of the final 6 that came down to the final 3, so the first one was this really nice style that had a type of S symbol through the icon. The main thing we wanted to show is that there's a way to show that we have a connection with the 3 components that we really care about, which is people, countries, and technology. And through that, we wanted to keep our font weight quite thin and light. We didn't want it to be super bold. And we also wanted to make sure that the icon was a square type icon, so we could put it on Facebook, URLs, LinkedIn, places that we know that there are restrictions for icons on most site locations. So we didn't go anything rectangle, nothing super, not too circular, even though there were some finalists in that space. It was mostly that sort of square sort of structure. So in this one, we were working with seeing it had a really good ability to invert really well. It was able to go from the white background to a colored background and still hold its position. We also saw that in the template in the colored structure, we had a gradient that ran through it. The swirl between the box itself, it was able to show Just a really nice position from light to dark, which was enabling a breakthrough or a journey, if you wanted to look at it that way. Or run it like a power cable, like connecting it through. Super cool. So let's go through finalist number 2. Now this one, it may not look like much, but it actually caught us off guard. Now, way into the future, okay, like maybe 3 years from today, our plan is to obviously go into the Asian marketplace, to be able to establish a warehouse location in Asia, China, Japan, Korea. And in those locations, they have another language, obviously, than English. And through that, they have very detailed characteristic symbols. Now, without even recognizing that it was there, we were informed by some of our team members that this particular logo showed the icon, inside the icon itself, the characteristic for human. And human, if you can see it, holds in here. If I lift up another image to show you the characteristics for human, so if you can see that there, you can see the symbol of the slant within the word of the character for people or human, which is what we're all about. We're here to help people. We're here to use our technology to expand their needs, as well as using our services through that, which is still a people-focused system. So we thought that was really interesting. The color scheme was also very similar. The font also held a decent positioning for what we were looking for, and the icon still within that square structure that we were hoping for. So it's much more minimal and focusing on 3 elements. So it does hold 3 components of a square, like the light blue, the dark blue, and the green, to show 3 areas that we are working with. We haven't actually characterized any of them because it's not at that kind of depth right now. But that is number 2 that we found to be high on the list in the voting within the team. The final one, which is the 3rd one we have, is this one. I personally call this the fortune cookie logo, and as you can probably see, it shows a bit of that through it. It has a really nice style of still those same soft colors that we have, which is that the aqua, the light blue, and the dark blue sort of mixed in together. Well, it's not really dark blue, more like just blue. So blue, aqua, and light blue. That sort of shows, in a way, the 3 components, which is people, technology, and nations. And through that, having that sort of spiral impact while still being like a type of circle, but separated pieces, it just shows a really nice way. Again, the font within the word Keepspace is a lot more closer to what we're aiming for. It's still quite soft. It's not too thick. It's got that thin weight within inside of it. And as you can see in this example, if it was on a business card or if it was a logo on an application, it would work quite nicely. We could also see how we could work with animations to mix this in. Not saying the other 2 wouldn't be able to, would be able to do with it with all 3, but it would be quite nice to be able to work with some animations with such a piece like this. So these are the 3 we have. We're going to offer you guys an opportunity to fill in a type form, which will just give you a voting opportunity of saying what ranking you feel like, which one's higher, which one's lower. And then through that, if you could give us your thoughts over the next 48 hours, that would be super duper helpful for us. So do it right now. Click on the link below. Add in your vote to which logo best represents for you over the message we're sharing on, and we will definitely take it into consideration for the final choice we make. Thank you so much. We'll share with you the results real soon. Bye.